So that's a woman problem then?
Of course,
So the women are now making man cheat because he wants an edge, is that what you're saying?
What's going on, guys? BMS and I are back with another video. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Make sure you guys don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So here we go.
A lot of men will claim that they're faithful, but it's because they don't have the option to cheat. There's no girls telling them, no girls are throwing themselves at them. There's no girls in their DMs. There's nothing there to even entice them or to test them. So
I don't think that's fair.
And do you not?
I don't think that's fair.
But you're only as faithful as your options.
Never. That's and this is why I say that's the insulting thing, because there's some genuine good guys.
There's guys that can be monogamous. There's
Yeah, but I honestly believe that those type of guys, a lot of women don't want those guys.
So what do those guys? Why not? What do those guys look like?
But so the women, like one of my exes said this to me. He was like, there are men out there that are not going to cheat, but the fact of the matter is a lot of women don't want those men.
Typically speaking, women want the guy that's popular, you know, they want the football player, the basketball player, the star athlete. And if a guy doesn't have options and you're the only one that wants that guy, then he becomes less desirable. But what are your thoughts on that?
I think the key takeaway is that women like a man who has confidence, right? So it doesn't matter if you're ugly, you're like, if you're fit, whatever, like if you have to have confidence about yourself, because then you have to have game, be smooth with it, because then she'll be more attracted to you. And a good sense of humor gets a lot of women too, you know? So that helps a lot.
You don't want to be too goofy with it, but you you want to be witty.
Balance,
right?
You know, there's balance.
But what about the guys that have confidence and don't necessarily get girls? Like they have no game to them.
So if you have confidence and game go hand in hand though, right? So if you're confident with it, you know how to talk the talk and you know how to like be smooth with what you say to like get what you like, you know what I mean? To have a good conversation between a woman. So that game comes with the confidence, I find.
The ones that you are like, oh, there's just something about him that I just don't, there's no
Too
edge.
nice.
He's too nice, or he's this, or he's that. And oh yeah, it's just, there's no edge to him. And like when he walks into the room, he doesn't have no presence and da-da-da-da-da.
So that's a woman problem then?
Of course,
So the women are now making man cheat because he wants an edge, is that what you're saying?
No.
Do you know, this is the first
You've got to
thing you
get a
said
man
that
with
I
an edge
actually
now
agree
because
with,
he's got to cheat a little bit.
No, I'm saying that there definitely are men that don't cheat, but those are not the men that women go after naturally. Because everybody in life wants something that everybody wants. Hence, when it comes to trainers, Jordans, exclusives, whatever, everyone wants that thing that nobody can get, but I was able to get it. And I think that's the same thing that happens with women.
They want the bad boy, right? But they want to get that bad boy and then convert him into a guy that's just for them. So it's that level of excitement, right? That the bad boy is a player, but you know, I'm different, right? I can change him into what I want him to be. And he's going to conform to, you know, whatever I got going on. But in reality, those bad boys are just going to play you just like the other girls that he's talking to.
Yeah. I don't believe in like having to change a person, okay? The person is how they are. So if you get a man who is, you know, on that level where he's like, he's cocky with it and he's just like, he's out here, out and about going with other girls, and that's the type of person he is, first of all, why are you attracted to him? Number one. And number two, that's not the right person. If loyalty is really important to you, you can find somebody else that is still attractive to you and as well has really good character and wants to be loyal to just you, and you guys can build a life together. Like there are men like that, right? She's talking about that, like she's not even thinking about the fact that they're good looking guys who want to be loyal and just want one woman and just have like, you know what I mean? Have a peaceful life, you know? So I think she's missing that part of it.
Yeah, but women in today's society, especially modern women, not all, but you know, women are kind of conditioned to go after the superior guy, right? I would even go as far as, you know, thousands of years ago, right? The hunter, you know, gathering food and bringing it back to the tribe, like things of that nature. Like women are inherently attracted to guys that are, you know, big, strong, leaders, things of that nature.
I think the way I see it is more, I would always see it as a man who's respected by other men in his profession. Doesn't specifically have to be basketball or what. He can be a principal at a school and have a lot of respect by like
His
the
peers.
people around him.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of the respect. Like he's a very respectable man in his profession.
We'll go for those type of men that we know bare gala after, but he chose me. So those type of guys, they've got bare options, and that's what I'm saying. The guys that we are probably going to treat us really good, we don't want them because it's our natural human instinct not to want them because no one else wants them.
You're doing a disservice to your woman folk now, you know.
Can you see how that can be traumatic for a guy that you put in that bracket?
But you're not in that bracket, so why do you keep talking for those people? Yeah, well, so I don't fucking care about those guys, okay? Stop trying to be like, oh, do you understand how traumatic it can be for those poor guys that have no girls going after them?
No,
I'll get one
I'm
of
not
those
saying
ones
that that's
next
what they've
week.
got.
I'm
Listen,
talking about you, okay?
listen.
Are you struggling for girls?
Me, yes, I am.
No, you're not. Okay.
The lies we tell.
Exactly. Are you struggling for girls? Are you struggling for girls? Evidently not, because you're out here getting pumps left, right, and centre. So
I was younger.
Okay, so you're not struggling for girls. So stop talking about these guys. Do you
No,
understand
but
how
why
traumatic
though?
it can be?
Why not? Because
you don't know those. You keep
Of course,
saying,
I know some of the guys.
yeah,
like
but
that.
you specifically keep saying I can only talk for myself. So talk for
Yes,
yourself. I don't
but
care
I'm
about those
talking
guys.
about-
But both of you just said earlier that men can just have sex
Men
with
can have
someone.
sex
It's just an
and just like-
action.
yeah,
So there's
100%.
it's not necessarily because there is also that thing that a lot of men cheat and there's nothing wrong at home. They're in a
Like
perfectly
happy
great
men can cheat as well.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm trying to say about the model. The model that we're working with, I don't believe is working.
Okay.
Like the model of relationships.
Explain the model that we're working
The model
with
of
now.
relationships of being just a normal, go off into the sunset, man, woman, 2.4 children. The model that we've been sold is not working, and the statistics show that the model ain't working. Now that's not to say there aren't monogamous relationships that can work. Yeah, but I'm saying the model, the stats show how if you were to ask all of your girlfriends, how many of them have been cheated on? How many would you say?
Majority.
Majority, right. So that means, that's not saying the majority of men cheat, but that's saying it's happening.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So the model ain't working, but so when do we get to the point when we say, do you know what? Let's sit down and have a conversation. Like, I'm a man, you're a woman, cool. There's a higher probability that I'm probably gonna want to have sex with another woman at some point in time in this relationship. Don't mean I don't love you. How viable is that?
And when you...
How viable is it?
So then doesn't that just become a polygamy then?
No, not necessarily. You have to tailor make your own relationship.
Tradition works. If you have good examples of how traditional marriages and families structure looks like, then you know that it does work well, right? When people have focus in what they have to do and their duties within marriage and like in their families and what needs to get done, whatever, and how to go about that. It can be done and it's done successfully. So if you haven't had those experiences in your life, this is how you're gonna think.
If you want a guy that's making six figures and there's not much of those guys, you're forced to share that guy.
If you want that man that badly and money is that important to you,
and they do,
then what happens? He loses his business, or his investments go
gone.
left, and then he loses his job or whatever. Then what happens?
Then she's gone. She moves on to the next.
Hello, like that's a possibility, right? Like, so I get it. Women obviously want want a good family and having like
Security.
finances in order, security, right? That's super important for women. And I understand that. I just think that the importance of it and you have to plan with your partner as well. It's not just about you guys have the money together. You plan on how to grow that money in your family and also create it over time, right? Like there's structure that can happen if you're just
because they don't want to be there for the legwork, right?
The issue.
You gotta put your hard hat on and your work boots, and you got to get to work, right? And a lot of modern women don't want to do that. They just want to show up once everything's built.
Yeah, that was.
And if it falls, then they just simply move on to the next.
That's one thing I do agree. I do believe that
I'll third that.
Yeah, I think a lot of relationships
relationship.
nowadays we've been sold like this is what a relationship should be.
Exactly.
And we're not actually saying, okay, like you said, this is what works for me. Actually, I don't mind. You might get I'm happy for you to get a pass every 12 months or every 14 months, you can whatever, or every 2 years or whatever. But I think that's because it's linked to women not understanding that men can just have sex and it's just sex. But we're never going to understand that because we're not built like that. So then how does this work?
No, thank you.
Okay, do you think that it's possible? I'm not saying that you want it specifically. Do you think that it is possible for a guy to do his thing with somebody else and then come back to his girlfriend or wife and, it doesn't affect the relationship?
For other people, yeah, I can see that's possible.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it there because I'm telling you, I don't listen. I guess in my opinion, I'm just thinking if I'm like, once you're married and someone wants to step out and do all that, and you guys have children involved, and then the children find out, and then it causes so much more stress and like negativity in the family and distrust. There's so much that comes with that. No, I would rather go into marriage and having a lifelong partner as like we are in it together, because we will ride through it. You know what I mean? If I'm in it, like if I'm full on in it, you should be as well. And if you are not able to do that and you're being honest with yourself, like I'm gone. Like I'm not going to deal with that, right? Because I know what I want for myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that is very reasonable, and that's how it should be. But I also get why, people have these, I guess, polygamous relationships, right? Where it's, one guy and, two women or what have you. Because, I mean, even if you look back 1,000+ years ago, like that was normal, right? It's not abnormal, right? When it comes to certain religions, even in the Bible, right? There were kings. I think it was King David. He had hundreds of wives, right?
He had enough money to, like, you know what I mean, to have all those wives and whatever. And that was his choice. And the women who decided to say yes and be involved in that is their choice, right? So everyone has a choice. And if they, like, depending if, what are your values? If your values are having security and that's and having money and making sure that, like, I never have to work a day in my life and I can just be a woman, stay at home and take care of everything, then if that's your value, that's what you're going to do. If your value is that you want to build a life with somebody and, like, have a strong family and then for your kids to be proud of your parents and, you know what I mean? If you have more of a family-minded, like, unit in mind, then that's the direction you're going to go into.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Bye, guys.